Positive energy all the time. Good to see everybody. Rep your city, rep your city. Here we go again. We got Indianapolis in the house. We got San Jose in the house. Everybody on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and both of my Facebook accounts. I'm representing Chicago. We got North Miami in the building. We got San Jose in the building. Naptown in the building. Rep your city, rep your city. Here I go getting in trouble. We got Houston, Texas in the building. I'm going to talk about this after streets nonsense. Man, I'm telling you. We got Pottstown in the building. I just seen a brother from Chicago. I ain't gonna say his name. He like, yeah, I'm with it. But he got a gangster name. Like he got a street name. He's got a rap name as a street name. And he said after streets with a street name and a street reputation as a rapper. This is one of the most hypocritical things I ever seen in my life. I'm telling you straight up. Pittsburgh in the building, 504 in the building. After streets. Man, listen. Crazy. Who's out there talking crazy? If you think I'm lying, write down everybody say after streets. Write down everybody. Get a list. Watch how many of them go to jail. Watch somebody to say that. Watch them get arrested. Watch them get arrested. You know what I'm saying? Man, after streets is crazy. We got Compton, California. I lived in Compton when I first got to Cali. Shout out to everybody in Compton. Shit crazy as hell. Dude talking about after street, his name 21 Savage. You know what I'm saying? I like, well, use your government name. Use your government name then. What's up with the gangster name? Okay, the streets is dead. Okay, after streets. All right, all y'all use your government name. No more G Herbo. No more 21 Savage. None of that. No more gangster names. No more gangster. And pull down all your gangster music. Pull down all your gangster music. Stand on it. Pull down all your gangster music. All you rappers out there that say after streets. Pull down all your music. Because you can't say after streets and then Shorty could turn on the radio and somebody could go to iTunes or go to YouTube and you talking about what up, cuz, what up, blood, what up, gangsta. Now, 50 didn't say that. I'm just using that song as an example. All these dudes. "21 Savage, you're going to go red rum. Is he gonna pull that song down? Is 21 Savage gonna pull this song down? He cleared his comment up. He need to clear his face up. Boy, you can't tell me nothing about F the streets with your face all tattooed like a monster. Bruh, I bet he did try to clear it up, because look at his face. His whole face represents the streets. All of them tatted up to represent the streets. Come on, man. That phony. Boy, listen. I'm the realest allowed. I'll tell you straight up. Let things get hard, and I'll be back in the streets. Man, listen, man. Let me start starving. Let the economy collapse. And the landlord talking about gonna throw me out, and I can't pay my phone bill. I can't get no food. Boy, I'm outside. You too, all of y'all. Let me tell you something. Man, listen. Man, let me tell you something. People just be talking. Let hard times hit you. Let hard times hit you. Because you think one way, because you're comfortable. But let the hard times hit you. I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just honest. That's ain't nobody honest. I understand. I understand psychology. I know how this stuff really go. You know what I'm saying? People just talking. I know how this really go. I always say, one of the best examples of what I'm saying is right here. One of the best movies ever made, but the system didn't want nobody to really pay attention to it. So they played it off. Right? But it was one of the best movies ever made, because it really showed human nature. You know, Eddie Murphy was a scumbag, and Dan Aykroyd was uppity, right? Oh, oh no. And what they did was, some rich dudes went and made sure that Eddie Murphy came into the stock market and got rich, and made sure Dan Aykroyd got broke. When Dan Aykroyd fell in the streets, what he was doing? He was robbing, he was stealing, he was doing everything. When Eddie Murphy got out the street, he wasn't doing no crimes. He became a model citizen. Facts. Go look at it. That's why they never pushed this. And Dan Aykroyd was in the streets, was in the streets, and he had to survive. It's like a movie I seen. Well, this dude, he was a POW. They locked him up, right? He got caught by the enemies. They locked him up, right? They locked him up. They put him in like some little concrete. Well, just enough room to sit down. Just a little room over there. And a bug crawled by and he, Then like a couple of days later, a mouse ran by, Then they showed him getting skinny, where they were just feeding him a little bit of soup. And they showed him weeks and months. He was a POW. They showed him like a year later, a bug ran by, grabbed it, ate it. A mouse went by, he grabbed it and ate it. So it's real easy. You a rapper, you all in the streets, you super gangster, you start making money, you get married, you get a nice house, you get a bunch of nice cars, you comfortable. You start talking about F the streets. You start imagining everybody could do what you're doing. You start blowing up. You rapping, crying. You rapping, crying. You still in the streets, though. Then the police start busting you. You start snitching, telling. You in and out of jail. The feds is at you. Now you start talking about F the streets, but you're a snitch. I ain't picking nobody out. I'm just telling you what I know. You's a rat. You got cases that your friends don't know you got. It's F the streets. Young thugs say F the streets. But they say he tall. But he's still young thug. But it's F the streets. But you young thug. Now, that makes some sense. I'm young thug, F the streets. First, if you were sincere, you would change your name. You're like, I'm changing my name now. Marvin and F the streets. I'm no longer 21 Savage. I'm no longer Young Thug. I'm no longer G Herbo. I'm going by this straight, honest name. And F the streets. Now it's F the streets, but still respect my street name and still listen to my street music so I can still get paid about rapping about the streets. What? What? Bump J, that's my man. Don't get me wrong. Although I'm the OG, younger than me. He went to prison, so I just seen Bump J. And he was made some sense. He said, nobody's getting money, want their kids to go, we want the kids to be doctors and lawyers. So he was supporting the After Streets. But then I made a comment. Yeah, but your name, Bump J. That's a street name. Bro, your name, Bump J. Bumpy Johnson. A street dude, a criminal. How your name, Bump J, still? And you said After Streets, you got a street name. Make it make some sense. Can you have a street name and say After Streets? Can you be Capone and Noriega and say After Streets? Can you be Young Thug and say After Streets, though? I'm just I'm trying to make it make some sense. That's all I'm doing. You got to make some sense. Because the shorties, they going to see that. See, stop thinking these kids are stupid. These kids gonna be at school and they're gonna say, "You heard about After Streets?" Yeah, but his name 21 Savage. He's a savage. Kids ain't gonna listen to you talk about After Streets. Your name 21 Savage. Your name Young Thug. Exactly. Big triple seven, quadruple seven. The rap music ain't selling no more, right? It's over with. A lot of them got cases, then turned state's evidence. Now all of a sudden, after streets, because you can't sell no more music in the streets. Now, when you could sell music in the streets, there wasn't no after streets. Every one of them, their music careers dried up. You know what I'm saying? Their music careers dried up. But my thing is, how you gonna hate on your past like that? Where I come from, that's a hypocrite. If you went to school and you went and got a job and you worked and you say after streets, you legitimate. But if you was in the street and you say after streets, you a hypocrite. I had a sea house. I had a lot of fowls, things that fly. I was popping them off. I had weapons on me. I got plenty of rest. I didn't get arrested because it was after streets. I got arrested because I was in the streets. My children didn't go that way, but they could have. Circumstances could have. What if I didn't beat my case, my last case, and my son had to make it out here on his own? What he would have did? A lot of times, crime is forced upon us. You know what I'm saying? His name 21 Savage. Bro, if your name's Savage, you can't say after street. Your name's Savage, bro. You got a street name. All your records is the street. I don't see how you can have a catalog pushing the streets and think that you can just come and just say some words and erase your own catalog, erase all the damage you did. If you saying it's damage, if they saying the streets is damaged, they the ones did it. Make it make some sense. So the same rappers that been pushing that, they legitimate. When in reality, if you really want to say after the street, you will pull your catalog, right? To all the rappers out there talking after the street, pull your catalog down then. With all that street stuff, pull it down. Pull it down. Pull it off of iTunes. Pull it off of Spotify. Pull it off of everything. Every streaming platform. Pull your music off. Pull all your music down. All your music that says the opposite of what you're saying, pull it down. Show me. Show me. Show me you standing on it. Because you can't have that music out there saying something while you saying something different. I could not say F the streets. I was in the streets. That's a hypocrite. And would be back in the streets. Facts. At the drop of a hat. And so would a lot of them. Let this economy, let the bottom fall out this economy. All that, what you would never do. How you know? You ever been in that position? You don't know what you'll do. You don't know what you'll do. Let's just talk. You'll go either way. That's why one of my arms is dark and the other arm is the light. That's why I got the Ankh in life. That's why I got the guns and thug life and focal and hustle. Cause hey, I had to do what I had to do. Yeah, I was this person. I ended up stabbed up in the hospital in a wheelchair. It is what it is. I had to learn how to walk. And I'm in a city in Chicago that I ain't been since I was young. I got to figure it out. And I got to get some bread. What's up, Global Loopy? I got to get some bread. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You're saying, no, I would never be no bad person. All right, let's say you innocent. You're a young black man or you're a working black man. Police pull you over. Put a weapon in your car that's got an M on it where somebody unalive somebody with the weapon. You get a lawyer. You fight it. Kangaroo court. Boom, they find you guilty for murder. They give you 26 years. You worked all your life. You went to school. You never been in the streets, nothing. Now you in the penitentiary. All right. You still gonna be that? You think you gonna still be that good boy when you hit that yard? Huh? You think your conviction is that strong? It's people in the streets that's not with it. Yeah, it's people in the streets that's not with the violence. There's all different type of stuff in the streets. So when they say F the streets, they talking about all kind of stuff they shouldn't be talking about. If I'm a female, boom, I got a baby. Boom, something happened, I lose my job on some bull stuff. I'm trying to get another job. Boom, the landlord come, I don't got the rent. They put, you know what I'm saying? They don't do nothing. I'm trying to figure out how to get the rent. Next thing I know, 3 weeks go by, then the next one comes. So it's 2 times I missed the rent. Landlord come put an eviction. I got to get out. I got a little baby. The baby daddy don't live in the state or ain't messing with me. Right? No. So, right? I'm finna get evicted. Y'all don't think if I was a woman, I would sleep with men and make me some money and pay my bills? Y'all don't think I'll start charging $50, $100 and get on my back and get that damn money? You don't think so? You think I'll just get all my stuff thrown in the front yard with the baby? When the pressure hit, you're like, you'll sell your body? Okay, sell my body or have my body outside homeless. What's the difference? I'm still tore up from the floor up and want to throw up. When I'm out in the streets with my baby, somebody might take it from me for free. I ain't out where I can protect myself. Anything could happen to me outside. At least if I'm in the house, I can have me a weapon, and I can maybe have a girlfriend or somebody come to make sure that the tricks don't do nothing to me. But if I get thrown out, I could end up unalive totally. So what I'm gonna do when the pressure, because pressure busts pipes. No, I ain't never did no time nowhere. I never been in the military, and I ain't never been in prison. The most time I ever did was 4 months in Cook County Jail, which is like 8 months in prison. It's like double time. If I'd have been found guilty, they would have gave me 8 months. Well, they probably would have gave me a year, because by the time I would have been found guilty and processed and all, I would have been in there 6 months. So they would have gave me a year off my time. But I was looking at 8 to 40. I couldn't do no less than 8. Who believe it was after streets when I was in the county jail? Who believe it was any of that nice guy? Any of that? When I was up in the county jail with the savages, with the gorillas and the lions and tigers and hyenas, and the rats and the snakes, and the scorpions and the roaches. Who think it was? Who think it was positive? What type of time you think I had to be on to walk out of there untouched, no scars, no trauma? As skinny as I am, and dudes in there huge. Dudes here just could pick me up and break my back. 6'6", 290. What kind of time you think you got to be on? You said after streets and went in the. Yeah, well, if you ate off the streets, you was bogus. Because if you ate off the streets and then went to the court, if the streets paid any of your bills or bought you any food you found, because the streets held you over till you got to the court. The streets took care of you till you could do better. Period. You can't go out there to survive and then hate on your survival. They ain't gonna rap nothing at no concert. They gonna back. They stupid. Cause now their whole catalog gonna be questioned. Their whole image gonna be questioned. People gonna be asking, like, well, you still Young Thug? That's a street name. Because these some unintelligent dudes trying to teach our children something. When you going to let dummies try to philosophize? These is dummies. These is dudes that didn't really do what they were supposed to do in school. So you going to let them philosophize? Because anybody with some sense would have made up some better way to deal with that. Nobody with any sense would just say, F the streets. You would have known that ain't going to work. Come on, man. Y'all really, listen, did they really believe dudes in the streets going to get out the streets? All dudes in the streets going to do is stop listening to your music. And they're going to listen to Honeycomb Brazy. They're going to listen to Brazy. They're going to listen to the ones say, the hell with what y'all talking about. They not going to listen to you no more. That's all. The streets ain't going nowhere. People crazy. Y'all believe the streets gonna go somewhere? Y'all believe that little boy that's dumb, that ain't never want to listen to the teacher, all of a sudden he gonna go listen to the teacher? He don't listen to his mama. He don't listen to his auntie. He don't even listen to his older brother. Y'all think he gonna listen to 21 Savage and G Herbo and all he gonna go straight, huh? The little hard-headed shorty that don't listen to nobody. Somebody they trying to save the youth. Dudes that ain't never spent no time with the youth. But I recommend joining the Corps now. The hell with the Corps. I wouldn't send my son to get in no military and be no slave for a system don't even like his ass. We black. Hell no. Mm-mm. Not the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marine. You gonna join your enemy's military? Or whatever. Ain't no damn way. I can't help no youth that ain't got no parents to help them. That's all make-believe stuff. I can help a youth that want to be helped, but just reaching for a youth out here, that's all TV stuff. That's TV. That's make-believe. You could be locked up with a brother and be talking to him, he locked up. Yeah, man, I'm going to change, man. I'm going to change because he locked up. He get out, he be like, I'm going to change one day. I'm going to change 2 days. 2 weeks later, he back on dummy. You can't help nobody that don't want to help themselves. They have to. That's a self-motivation type of thing. A lot of parents beat themselves up because they son. You can't help your son. You could give him the advice, but he still got to take it. Period. And if you ain't smart, you gonna still do what you want to do. Can't nobody help you. We can help little kids and give you advice when you're little. But once you get 15, 14, 15 years old, especially 15, 16, so it's over with. It's all on you now. Mom and daddy did the best they could do. At that point, you can still throw your life away. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing. It's something you got to do on your own, even when you were shorty. I thought for myself even when I was a shorty. And no matter what I did, I never got influenced. I did it because I wanted to do it. I remember being up at the park, and my brother said, come on, man, Stu, I'm finna go up here and rob this car wash. And I was like, go ahead. He was like, what, you scared? And I stole on him. Wow! There go your answer. If I was scared, I'm going to hit you in your eye. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. Weren't you scared? Bow! If you think I'm scared, it's your time to prove it. Punk. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to, just because I'm not stupid like you, don't try to make it like I'm scared. I'm just not stupid. Boy, you never forgot who you talking to. Boy, don't you know this Stu Gambling, boy? What? He said, you scared? Wow. he, and went on up there, did what he did, and got caught, too. Got caught. Boy, stop playing with me. If I want anything I'm gonna do it on my own. I'm a G. Ain't nobody gonna try to punk me into doing nothing. So if I did something wrong, I stood on that and I did it. I wanted to do it, not no bully stuff. I used to watch like Mayberry and Andy Griffin, and they used to bully Opie. I used to think, what a punk. I used to look at Opie. Boy, you let that boy bully you? I don't do bullies. But my thing with the streets is I just don't agree with doing something and then turn around and say F what you did. I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with coming up in the streets, making money in the streets, rapping about the streets, having a street name, and then saying F the streets. To me, that's hypocrisy. I don't feel like you're the one qualified to say that. I just don't feel like that. I feel like 21 Savage is not nobody to tell nobody nothing about no streets. And it's even worse when your songs are still out there saying the opposite on what you're saying. And your songs is everywhere. And your songs are stronger than what you're saying. So now you fighting against your own songs. You got songs saying one thing, you saying something else. Plus, I don't like the way, that you used crime or gangster stuff to make it. And then when you made it, then you turned on the thing that took you where you went. Because selling illegal stuff and stuff like that got me here. You ever seen a movie where they'll come and they'll meet like a genie or something, and they be want to go back and change a part of their life. And then when they change that part, their whole life be bad because there's no guarantee when you change that part that you're going to get back to where you at. Ain't no telling what can happen to you if you change your path. If you here, then you made all the best moves. Another move you might not be alive. So I just disagree with saying F the streets when the streets fed me. The streets fed me, fed my wife, fed my children. I got my record label. My record label was built off the street. Me in the streets helped young brothers get out the streets because I made money in the streets and kept them out the streets with the money I made in the streets. Then the streets kept us alive because I used to be packing at the studio because there's gangsters at the studio. And if I wasn't no street dude, we would have had problems at the studio with other crews. The streets got us from Chicago to drive to Seattle and back because I had a street mentality. Without that mentality, I don't know. I'm taking these brothers all the way across the country, and they younger, and this young gangster rappers there. And you know how brothers, the tribal, they just hate brothers. So I was taking young brothers around brothers that hate brothers. And then and I like, and then it was obvious, don't play with me like that. Don't, hey, don't you want to? I'm the CEO of the record label. We got a problem? No, no, no. Do we got a problem? They they kind of gangster, but they like if gangsters are school, they like what? They college. I didn't graduate. I got all kind of degrees, boy, and I'm already working for a big company. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this gangster. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying what you. I'm what you ain't gonna never be if you don't shut up. You'll never. You know what I'm saying? You making my leg hurt. I got stabbed up. So that was I used to be saying when I would get in a tight situation. I would tell dudes, you keep talking, you making my leg hurt. You know what I mean? You giving me flashbacks. It's one thing if you can avoid the streets, do it. No, they can't say shit because they got records out there. No, if you got records and you've already been promoting the streets, just shut up. Let somebody like Common or some rappers like that, Kanye, somebody like that say it. I cannot be out here selling all that stuff with a sea house and all that and turn around and say, don't go in the streets when I was in the streets. That's a hypocrite. Like, come on. I cannot tell you don't go in the streets after I lived in the streets and made money off the streets. Imagine me, a rapper. I got a street name. I've been selling street music. My reputation been a long time. I've been 21 Savage. How long? A street dude. I am not the person to tell you to get out the streets after I've been promoting the streets. I might could do it on a one-on-one situation where it's like a person around me. I'd be like, listen, man, my life was this and that. Don't go this route. But for me to go nationwide and say, oh, F the streets, that's phony, bro. While my music is still street music and my name 21 Savage, how somebody named 21 Savage gonna say F the streets when he is the streets? He's saying F himself. Bro, your name 21 Savage. He's saying F himself, F all his music, F everything he stood on, F his name. My name Pharaoh, I don't got a street name. I got a comedic name. His name 21 Savage. How could you say F the streets? Your name, you gotta change your name. I would respect it if he came out and say, I no longer call myself 21 Savage. I pull all my street music down because I feel like it's a bad influence at F the streets. But you cannot tell me F the streets and I can go red rum, red rum, red rum. Bruh, bruh, bruh. He phony, bruh. He phony. The record's still out there. But that's phony. That's phony, bro. That's fraudulent. So we can tell why he telling one person F the streets. Another person could be still listening to his song, like, so he and he looking like a demon. He don't even look righteous. He's still profiting off of the streets. His new album is trash. Everybody don't listen to that shit. That shit trash for suckers. Yeah, if you're a sucker, you can't make no album opposite of your other album. I ain't trying to hear that, bro. Boy, you can't never come out with your face all tattooed like a Satanist trying to tell me no shit like that. That's for suckers. That's for lame. That's for suckers. Ain't no real G gonna listen to you. You look one way and you rapping another way. Who gonna listen to a dude look like a Satanist try to say some anti-Satan stuff? It's a sucker born every minute though. Trying to pimp the streets. I knew it was some bull. Trying to pimp people and come back with the record, right? I told you, it ain't nothing but a pimp game. Because the other music ain't sold, so we came with this fake movement to release a record. I tell you, man. He come with a fake movement to release a record. You know what I'm saying? Crazy as hell. He come out with a fake movement because ain't nobody buying his music. And so he figured out a sneak, okay? So he never wasn't saying that from his heart. It's a record promo. You believe that? It's a record promo. I knew it was phony. And you look like the demon. Your whole, you know, wrote over your whole face. Your whole face is the streets. Right? And then you talking about F the streets. When you wrote over your whole face. Kids that went and wrote on their face, right? My son look at you, go right on his face, then you go tell my son F the streets. Think about that. Think about your son, go right on his face, go do some crimes listening to dude. Your son get 20 years. He a big rapper. He ain't outside doing nothing, but he rapping about it. Your son listening to it, living that life, go out there and do the shit. Then while your son locked up doing the 20 piece, he say F the streets. And then he drop a song saying don't do nothing that he told your son to do. Really? Bro, how many people you done already influenced and then threw their life away? You can't fix that. No, I don't listen to reggae, bro. Reggae is trash. I don't want to listen to no dudes dreads that ain't really no rosters. Just singing. And I guarantee it's a bunch of bald bumbleclots on that. Anybody singing reggae, bro, I ain't listening to that. All right, bro, I'm not listening to that. This dude trying to tell me to go download some whack reggae. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no roster music. I already know what kind of reggae it is. It's that stuff Chronics in them. Chronics and them weirdo, them dibby dreads. You know what I'm saying? Them dreadies. You know what I'm saying? That's who it is. I already know. I'm not listening to that. But I already said no. I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to that. Let it go, bro. I'm not listening to that. Let it go. You go listen to it. The fact you listening to it should be enough. Why I gotta listen to it? I don't want to hear that shit. 21 Savage hustling. Figured out this music ain't no, they ain't buying this music no more. I'm gonna go make some positive music. He trying to get some of that money because the positive rappers is coming up, right? Snake stuff. So he see, oh, okay, they switching over. They switching over to the weirdo rappers and stuff like that, right? The little boy from Philadelphia, what's his name? They switching over to those rappers now, right? They switching over to Kendrick, Drake. He see it going that way. So now okay. He see this another young group coming in, and he see the Coachellas and all that, and he see the type of rappers that they putting on there. So he want to get that. He want to get in that crowd now, because rappers that rap what he rap ain't getting the big shows. The weirdo rappers getting the big shows now. Because they having these big old concerts and the audience is all European. Ain't no black audience. And the all European audience, they more happier with a more mixed type of music. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to switch up. I knew it was some nonsense. I knew it. Nothing but a scam. And he's a weirdo anyway. That's a whole nother story. He was a phony anyway. 21 Savage. I don't believe he was ever what he was portraying. His image was fake anyway, to me. To me, he wasn't never uh, what he was promoting anyway. To me. I might be wrong. But to me, he was phony anyway. To me. You know, I don't believe I believe he was a fake the whole time and a follower. You know, he went and put all them tattoos on his face. He was trying to oversell it. You know what I'm saying? He just never seemed to be what he was promoting to me. Anyway, for him to flip like that, and you see Young Thug, he done fell off because he ain't got Gunner to write for him no more. So his stuff is trash. So he jumping in there and he trying to get his case thrown out. So he like, yeah, the streets, because he trying to get that case. He don't want to do all that probation. It's all phony. So you don't want to do all this. You don't want to do all this probation. So now all of a sudden, Young Thug, and your name still Young Thug. your name, your name still Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? Your name still Young Thug. You know what I mean? It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Phony. Now that everybody's leaning more to Playboy Cardi and rappers like that. Now these other dudes trying to figure out how they can get some money. That's all they doing. Because there's other rappers now that's shutting the game off. You know what I'm saying? The game is changing. You know what I'm saying? The game is changing. It's a different group of kids growing up, and the game is changing. That's what's going on. I think it's phony though. To come out and just say that like that, I think it's phony. And it's not gonna go nowhere. It's gonna make it worse. It's gonna make it worse. That's all. It's just gonna make it worse. That's all. It's just gonna make everything worse. That's all. If you ask me. To me, it's gonna make everything worse. To me. That's how I look at it. But they trying to push it. We gonna see. But to me, it's phony. It ain't gonna go nowhere. It's phony. You know what I'm saying? You can't go in the streets and then turn around and rap against the streets. You can't make your money off the streets, build a reputation in the streets, turn around and say the hell with the streets without. I just don't see how you could do it. You've already done damage. Make it make some sense. You've already done too much damage. I don't see it. Other people are coming in, making all the money. All the money's going overseas. All the new thing is going into rap other than the gangster type rap. They're going into the more stranger rap. I don't see it. But now they squirming because the stuff you're doing is not going nowhere. And as soon as they switch over there, the other rap gonna come right back. the rap they running from, it's gonna blow up. Like dude that just got out of jail, he going crazy. Pooh Shiesty, Pooh Shiesty going crazy. Did like 1 million views the first day. Crazy. Make it make some sense. It didn't take no time because he's trying to roll out for an album. Now I knew he got an album coming out. Now it all makes sense. You didn't take time to get no decent rollout or nothing because it was all a scam. I'm telling you, man. These people do anything for money. They sell their soul. He might do all right though. I don't know. He might be trying to reach them the kids in school. Feel like they ain't gonna want to hear no more of that monster rap. He really wasn't no. To me, he really wasn't no really good gangster drill rapper. To me, he was all right. I wouldn't be surprised if he go start rapping over in Europe and be a European again. Be like, I ain't no American. I'm one of y'all. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. I'm gonna tell you. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. These people so damn phony. But I know street dudes. They finna drop. They finna drop a whole bunch of music now. He done pissed the streets off. That's for sure. He done pissed the streets off. Cause like he messing with other people's money too, and they gonna be like, bro, why you hating on what we doing over here? That's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem because people's gonna say he hating on what they doing. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out because I believe people gonna say, man, you hating on what why you hating on what we doing? But there's a lot of washed up rappers. They're gonna try to jump on the bandwagon though, because there is a lot of washed up rappers, and they trying to figure out some kind of way to do something. You know what I'm saying? But there is a lot of washed up rappers. They're gonna be trying to figure out what they could do. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Mhm. We'll have to watch and see, but I know it's lame. It's not gonna go for us. There's gonna be a lot of controversy with it. I know that. It's weird though. He's another foreign black that broke into the game over. I don't know him, but his video. The streets need the OGs. The OGs ain't going out there. The OGs ain't going out there. The OGs is not going out there in the streets. Not gonna happen. The young generation is too rude. Ain't nobody got time. The young generation, a lot of them don't have good parents. They haven't been raised with no manners. Ain't nobody gonna be bothered with no rude. The young black male is rude. He don't listen, and who gonna do that? Who gonna take that time? Because you only got two types of OGs, and the OGs that's gonna try to be patient with you, you're gonna disrespect them. They ain't gonna go. And the other OGs will hurt you, and they ain't gonna go. I wouldn't. I can't go out there talking to them. I got PTSD. Shorties will get hurt playing with me. See what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, a lot of OGs, we be laying the law down. Now we gonna catch a RICO case. We don't be asking you. We be telling you. You see what I'm saying? That's why the gangs is messed up. Because if you lay the law down, then they give you a RICO. How can I help you? I can only help you. I got to be a gangster to make you do right. Then I'm gonna get a RICO. How you think the gangs got out of? That's how the gangs got out of hand. They can't. We can't discipline them no more. If I discipline them, they're gonna say I'm the leader. They're gonna lock me up like they did Jeff and Larry. Ain't nothing you could do. Older brothers, we stay away from young brothers. We stay away from them. We don't. We don't. We can't go. You too rude. Too rude. You ain't got the manners. When we was raised with manners, we got a generation now for the last 30 years ain't been raised with no manners. When I say no manners, I mean none. No manners. No respect. Who gonna try to help you? It's different in prison. In prison, we could put the foo-fops on you. In the county jail, we make you do what you got to do. But once you come outside, we can't do nothing. Let's take a break and then we'll finish. the more violent gangster music ain't gonna never go nowhere because the money's gonna go to the smaller clubs. So it's just gonna be a lot of clubs, and rappers gonna have to work this, like what we used to call the chitlin circuit. Basically, it's still gonna be the hardcore street stuff that's gonna stay because the streets is here. The streets ain't going nowhere. They could say up the streets, but when you got bad education and shorties that don't have no good education, they got to go to the streets to make money. You don't have jobs available. You're trying to replace people with a bunch of AI. It's a whole bunch of y'all that's 30, 40, and 50 finna go to the streets. You just don't know it yet. Yeah, you finna go to the streets. You might be selling sodas or hot dogs, but you finna go outside because you finna lose your jobs. A lot of y'all ain't gonna have no jobs in about 3 years. It's gonna be over with. You're gonna be fired. A lot of y'all in the medical, they gonna have computerized nurses and doctors. They ain't gonna be taking no more blood pressure. There ain't no people gonna be taking no blood. All that's gonna be over with. It's gonna be a wrap. They're gonna take a lot of money off the streets. A lot of money gonna be off the table. People gonna have to figure out some kind of way to make some money, and all the money gonna be digital. So how you gonna make illegal money when everything is digital? So the crime gonna go way up because now if they can't get the money, they got to get the things. So they got to break into your homes and take your food and take your things because they won't be able to buy it. You know what I'm saying? A robot took out your father's prostate, I know. But it's going to get real bad out here. You know, I be trying to tell my children, I'm telling them, save your money, and get ready to transfer it all over digital. Ain't going to be no cash. Cash going to be bye-bye. Ain't going to be no cash. Every transaction the government going to know. No more quiet transactions. Prostitution, you're going to have to give the woman something because you ain't going to be able to give her no money. You ain't going to be able to make these money transfers because the IRS going to want to know why you keep transferring this woman this money. What was the product you received? Because what they're going to do is you're going to have to show some type of proof of some type of purchase. You ain't going to be able to just digitally be just transferring money unless they're a relative. If it's not a relative, the IRS going to want to know why you keep giving this lady $150 every week. What does she do for you? Yep. So they'll probably legalize certain prostitution so they can put it on the internet, just like they doing the ganja. It's the reason Trump legalized the ganja because it's going to go on the internet. And they need to be able to get the money. So they got to make it so you can get your herb digitally. So they can get all the money. They ain't going to want no more cash transactions. No, it's going to be over with. So a lot of the rappers, that's why you see all the rappers doing sports. You don't see Cameron and Mace. You don't see Jim Jones and them. All the rappers trying to find out where they gonna get some money from. It's right in front of your face. That's why 21 Savage is doing this fake after streets. And that's why other rappers are supporting it, because they're going to drop a record. They're going to try to figure out, any way to make some money. A desperate time calls for desperate measures. It's going to get real desperate. This ain't the time to say off the streets, though. This is the time to start bootlegging on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what the hell you saying after the streets now? What kind of economy we going to have? We're going to have some type of street economy. Imagine if they make all our economy digital and it's all got to go through stores and businesses. They cursing themselves talking about F the streets. When you say F the streets, you saying deal with Babylon. It's bigger than what they think they saying. The snow cone lady, the ice cream man, they ain't going to be able to make no money. They the streets. They're going to have to be digital, right? So your kids ain't even going to be able to get no ice cream unless the ice cream man got a digital setup. You understand? They don't even know what they promoting. They promoting Babylon, free enterprise. Some dude's trying to make it like, it's crazy. None of them would debate me because I'd get them tied in a knot. Because I'll be like, what is you specifically want to see gone in the streets? And it's not one of them would be able to answer it where it would make no sense. When you say after streets, what do you mean specifically? Give me the specifics. When you say after streets. What you mean? What do you specifically mean? They wouldn't be able to tell you. I seen somebody say the streets been dead for a long time. It's like, no, it haven't. Who told you that? So they like mixing up all these different things in the streets, like, oh, because you got cameras everywhere. So some people say the streets, they talk about the violence. But you're not specifying that. You just saying F the streets. You're not specifying what you're talking about. Because there's a whole lot of people that was on legal medicine that can't afford it. They got to get their medicine on the streets. All the people that's got opioids addiction, they had to get the cheaper version because they couldn't afford the medicine that the doctor prescribed them. That's you talking about get rid of that? Slowly they drying up all street hustles, right? And that's not 21 Savage and them, that's the Babylon system. It's making it where you slowly can make no extra money, no money on the side. Okay? You know how you as a kid you go rake leaves and stuff like how you gonna do that when everything's digital? How is the neighbor gonna pay the kids? How the neighbor's gonna pay the kids to rake the leaves, to cut the grass? How you gonna get paid? And are you going to have to pay a tax on it? So if your son really hustle hard and he makes so much money, they're going to tax your son for cutting grass in the neighborhood, for washing cars? So when you just say F the streets, there's a lot go with that statement. Because when you talk about the streets, 85% of the streets is business still. So what you mean, F business? Let's take O Block. They get up early in the morning, and you know how much herb and stuff they sell between them gates? They've been trying to stop them, and they cut their metal so they could still stick their arm through that gate, and so people could walk through that gate and get whatever product. People wake up early in the morning coming over there. That's the real reason they was beefing. That was the real beef between O Block and with the GDs and the BDs over there. It was beefing over King Drive. King Drive was a busy street, and the BDs was making all the money. So the GDs over there was trying to figure out how they could get some money. FBG Duck and them was over here. O Block over there. O Block was making all the money, and on the other side, on the east side of King Drive, they wasn't making nothing. They was trying to figure out how they could get some of that King Drive money. That's what the real beef was. It wasn't over no rap and all that. It was over money. Who gonna make that money on King Drive? And O Block was dominating it because you got all these project builders. They can run out, sell through the gate, and run back in. Whereas the GDs over there was nowhere for them to hide because there's stores and the Arabs across the street. So they can't be on King Drive because they on the next block. Whereas the BDs is right on King Drive. So you could get up early in the morning, you see the queens getting their herb. Everybody getting their herb and running across the street to the Arab store getting their chips, their 50-cent juice, their blunts and stuff. Because you got O Block here, then you got the stores there, and then the GDs on the next block, so they're not on King Drive. So the BDs was pulling off millions of dollars, millions. They was pulling off thousands a day, thousands. Because I was in that window right there. So I was able to see all the action. Because my window was right there. Where the opening's at, and I could see King Drive in the store. Right from my bedroom window. See? See the building on your left? See the second window with the white shades? That's where I lived at. So I could look this way, and that's King Drive behind me. And the store is right across the street. And this is the open, so there's no building or nothing blocking my view. And this is the sidewalk in front, right here. Where that long sidewalk coming, you can see it start going like that's the main sidewalk. So you can see everybody buying their herb and stuff in the morning. I could see everything going on. I had a bird's eye view. I used to do social studies there, studies social activity and shit. And they was making all the money. Because this is my bedroom window right there. And right here in this opening where the grass is right there, that's where the BDs used to make dudes fight and stuff. If you out on the grass, they got to fight and whatever. That's when, it wasn't O Block then. It was Wick City or Parkway Gardens. It wasn't O until we moved to Hyde Park. Then they unalived O. Then they named the O Block. It didn't become overlock until the baby. You know, once all the other kids got older and was gone, it was just the baby. Then the baby, we moved to Hyde Park. She went to school in Hyde Park. Crucial conflict on the south, on the west side. This the south side. Crucial conflict live on the west side. They didn't live in no project building. They all live in different areas. They live in different. Yeah, crucial conflict on the west side. This the south side. This the BDs. Crucial conflict and them vice lords. They vice lords. They on the west side. And when I lived here, it was BDs, but I'm a four corner hustler, so I was leave there. I would be on the west side all the time. I used to leave and go serve. I didn't serve in there because I couldn't let them BDs find out I'm serving. And they found out I'm a foreman, I had problems. So I just act like a family man. The cars that way. No, that way, behind the building. I hope this is the right direction. So the car, if you go right down this sidewalk and make a left, that's where everybody park at. And that's where you come out the back. This is the front where the windows are where you come out the front. So when I got to go get in the van or go get the car, either I come out this front because my car's parked across the street because I wasn't supposed to be living there. It was my queen's place. I wasn't supposed to be living there. It was my queen's place, and we was just up in there making a whole lot of money. She was a nurse, and I was hustling, but we wasn't paying no money. You know how you use the city. You know what I'm saying? So you got that super cheap rent. The apartment's nice, got heated floors and everything. Man, them apartments is nice. Used to be, I don't know if they kept them up, but they was nice. Heated floor. We had a 3-bedroom. Wasn't costing nothing. I'm bringing in thousands. She bringing in thousands. The city don't know. That's the thing. They started getting nosy and found out she was working and wanted to charge full rent. So he was like, okay, bye-bye. We might as well go live it. We're going to pay nice money. We might, you know what I'm saying? So that way where you go behind my building, now this the front, I couldn't let them see me keep going to the car that way or this way and know what I'm doing. So that's when I had to learn how to be incognito. I would only dress up at night when me and her going out and come out the front this way so everybody can't see me. They can't see me in all these mink coats and alligator shoes and all that. But when I would be hustling, I would just look like an old man. I wouldn't dress up. I would just look like I wouldn't own nothing. I hid the Cadillac and I had like a used van because you're trying to look poor when you get money. You ain't trying to get money and look like you get money. Young brothers got to wake up. Everybody don't need to know what you're doing. If you get money, especially if it's illegal, you need to look broke. Duh. Stop trying to look like you get money. If you don't want nobody to know you get money, duh. Humble yourself. The women ain't gonna like it, but the hell with them. The money is worth more than the coochie unless she give you a baby. If she ain't giving you no baby, that coochie ain't worth nothing. If you ain't putting no baby out of it, you ain't giving me no baby. Your coochie ain't worth nothing. You got to give me a baby out of it. Then it's worth a lot if you give me a baby. If you ain't giving me no babies, that ain't worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want money. I don't want no girlfriend. Dickies, I didn't wear the Dickies too much because it looked too gang. I wore nothing that matched. I didn't wear the Dickies either. It looked too gangster. I just wear some slacks, different color shirt, any old winter coat or fall coat, nothing match. I look tore up or broke. I just like an old dude that ain't on nothing. Unless I had to go to the studio or something, I try to sneak out the front and try not to let everybody see me dressed up. Dressed all the way down. Just a regular van I bought from a auction. I used to go where they had the auction cars, get a car for good, just out at the auction. That's why I ain't never been to prison. And that's what Chief Keef and them lived over there. They was little kids though. So since that time and now they pulling all the money off the street. This is why 21 Savage and them, this is why they panicking. Because they are pulling all the money off the streets. They drying up the streets. Then they're gonna dry up a lot of these jobs. So many people finna get laid off in 2026. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube just stopped demonetizing and just kick all the content creators off. Oh yeah, we can't do it no more. It's going to be crazy changes. I hope y'all ready. They talking about after the streets. Imagine the streets in the digital. It's going to be crazy. There ain't going to be no money in the streets. Imagine that. That's why you got to watch what you be asking for. There ain't going to be no money on the streets. Now think about that. There'll be no way for you to make no extra money. If you're not do carpentry work and you're gonna do carpentry work, they still gonna have to pay you digitally, and the government gonna see that digital transfer. So you're gonna get taxed for everything. Every dollar you make, they're gonna tax you. Can you imagine that? Because we make money that don't get taxed. That's gonna be over. All transactions gonna be through your phone and your bank account and cash apps and PayPal. So they gonna see everything. That's why the rappers is tripping. They lose the money. They going broke. They going broke on the record sales. No record sales. That's why they doing shows. You ever notice? Shows. That's the only way they making any money. Shows. No shows, no money. And the people that's making the most money in the shows is what? They're rapping goody two shoes shit. Unless you real big like Dirk or 21 Sat. I mean Dirk or NBA Youngboy. But if you ain't Dirk or NBA Youngboy, you got to be one of the weirdo rappers. Facts. If you any type of gangster rapper or street rapper, you ain't getting no big auditoriums like Dirk and NBA Youngboy. You ain't getting nothing. You're not getting the big shows. Look, to get a ticket and points on your license for driving 1 mile an hour over the speed limit. Yep, they robbing everybody every kind of way they can. You ain't gonna be able to get no money with the music. You're gonna have to sell out. Okay, so he feel like one reason that 21 Savage is selling out so he can come to Coachella, Lollapalooza, and Rolling Loud with the other. Okay, he trying to get booked at those type of shows. They're not booking them drill people like that at them shows unless you like Chief Keef or NBA YoungBoy. You gotta be one of the big ones, which he not. You understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? He ain't really don't care nothing about the violence in the street. He trying to reposition how he do his music so he can go get in them festivals. He can't get in them festivals with the gangster stuff, with the drill stuff. They ain't gonna put him in them festivals. He won't be out there with them white audiences. That way, I'm telling you, man, watch. Watch what kind of music he started doing. He ain't trying to help. He ain't trying to help the streets. He trying to switch over so he can get money that Kanye be getting in now. And the dude, what is he from South America or something? What's the weird dude, the big rapper that be getting millions of views? What's his name? I think it started with a G or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about? He overseas somewhere. He got the song with Quavo. What's his name? Is it Quavo, the one he's with? Y'all know I'm talking about, the weird rapper. I thought that was Quavo. What's dude's name? Y'all know I'm talking about. He be getting millions of views with the weird music, with the strange videos. The videos be weird as hell. What's dude's name? No, he like a white looking type dude. He look like a white dude, but I think he's Spanish or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The dude with the strange videos. Every time he drop a video, it's a million views right out the gate. Boom. I can't never remember dude's name. I'm gonna download his picture next time so I can remember. I think it's Grok. It might not be Grok. It's something weird like Grok or something. It's a weird name. Somebody know what I'm talking about. And the videos is different. Nobody got videos like you, like dude. It's some weird videos, shot totally different. The music is totally different. Like he from another planet or something. He don't do no promotion or nothing. He just huge with no mention, no promotion or nothing. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Somebody gonna say the name. He looked like a white dude, but I think he's some type of European or some type of Hispanic from some country. It's like a underground type rap. Strange as hell, like space aged. The videos be weird. He's always in a car. And other scenes, strange. It's strange. It's like nobody else's music. Nobody sound like dude. I mentioned it once before. I can't find him now. Somebody know what I'm talking about. His name started with a Q or something like that. Man, everybody listen to dude. Dude, oh, you talking about 21 Savage? No, I'm talking about this dude. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The white looking dude. He looked like a European. His music is totally different. What's dude's name? Yeet. Yeet. Y'all know about Yeet? Where the hell he from? Noah Oliver Smith. Somebody said that name, I think. Y'all know about that dude? I think somebody said that name, but I didn't know his real name. Y'all know about dude? That's where they trying to go with. That's where 21 Savage want to go. That direction. Go look up dude's videos. Dude drop a video. Man, dude be getting millions of views off of that video. Man, dude be getting millions of views. Oh, he from California? Why he so damn weird? You can't tell where he from in this video. The way you can't tell. You can't tell where he from. You know what I'm saying? Man, you can't tell where dude is from. You know what I'm saying? And he got the weirdest videos in the game. I kid you not. See, you can't even tell he from California because he don't rap. He don't rap with his regular voice. On my soul, dude don't rap with his regular voice. Anybody watch his videos, Revo? He bigger than life, but no advertisement, nothing. Like nothing. Him, Playboy Cardi, no advertisement or nothing. Y'all ever notice? Y'all ever notice Playboy Cardi the same way? No advertisement, nothing. Looking like a vampire. And just booking, doing big concerts. No radio play. No big promotion or nothing. That's where them the ones getting the big money now. I believe that's what 21 Savage he want to go in that direction. Go listen to his video right now. Go search Yeet and listen to the video. Watch the video. The music is crazy. When I say crazy, the music is crazy. I kid you not. The music is crazy. Go listen to his videos. The weirdest is, and that's where I believe. I believe 21 Savage want to go in that direction. That's what I believe. He want to go in this direction that they in. That's what I think. They the ones getting the big money, a whole different type of promotion, all of that. They don't got to make a lot of noise. They getting the big shows where they making a one show. They make enough money almost for 4, 5, 6 months. One show. They ain't got to do all this other stuff these other rappers is doing. They just whoop and get money. And 21 Savage trying to be a weirdo like that. Okay. Drake, yeah, because Drake is really good talent scout. You know, he's good. He sees the talent early, real early. Yeah, he sees the talent early. He's one of the best at recognizing talent. One of the best in the game. He see everybody. Like he was a good businessman. He's gonna always do well in the music business, no matter how much people hate on him. Drake is gonna always make a lot of money because he got his ear to the street. He see everything. But these are dudes getting the money now. See, they wanted Kodak Black to be in there with them. Kodak he got to put the substances down. It's supposed to be like Yee, Playboy Cardi B, Kodak Black, Lil Uzi Vert, right? That's the Kanye. That's the direction they want to go with the music. They want to go in that direction, and you're gonna have to be like a 50 Cent, or you're gonna have to be big already to get those big shows. You ain't getting them big shows. They're gonna let the girls come in. Yeah, Drake gonna be a billionaire. No advance about it. Drake can be a billionaire now. Drake could, if dude sold his catalog for $1 billion, Drake could get $1.5 billion easy for his catalog. Drake could get $1 billion, $2 billion right now for his catalog. Because they just gave the other dude $1 billion. Drake could get $2 billion for his catalog right now. His catalog is fire. They had to try to stop him because he was passing Jay-Z as the #1 rapper. Yeah, The Weeknd. The Weeknd got $1 billion. And the Weeknd ain't got as many hits as Drake. Not in his life. Drake was Drake was shutting the game down. He can get $1.5 billion. He can get more than a weekend, that's for sure. Because him and Rihanna was running the music. They was running music. Him and Rihanna. He was like the male Rihanna. They did that real slick. You had to know music to know that. They had them dropping similar type of songs. Then the next album they would drop, they would do a different style. And the next album they would do a different style. They would change their style. Yep. Go back and look at Drake. Him and Rihanna, they was matching. They did it smart. Nobody could tell, but you go back and you listen to her song that year and you listen to his song. And it was the male and female version. But then she wanted to start having babies and get married. So they was making their music to match. Go back and listen. Their music always matched. And they always changed their style every new release. They would do a different style. No, not Bad Bunny. Although Bad Bunny's big too. He's you know. Yeah, they would always do the same style. Remember that one when they dropped the song and Drake's had that Caribbean flavor and hers too? They both dropped that same year. I said, damn, oh, wow. I heard it about the third year. I said, oh, I see what they're doing. The record industry is slick, boy. Her not work the one he had. I don't know, whatever. And it was kind of smooth. It had like a calypso kind of island. And she had a record like that. If she wasn't on that record, she might have been on that record. Then they do a record together. It might have been that record that they did together. Might be the one I'm talking about. They always gave them like a similar style for one of their releases. It would only be one. She would have one release similar to his, and you know what I'm saying? I said, listen to this shit. It was always a win because how could you lose? Men gonna be in the car with their woman and they gonna play that kind of stuff. They did too good together, yeah. It was smart. They get that alternative money. Drake, Kendrick, Rihanna, Yee, Playboy Cardi, Kanye. That's the big money. Now, if you're a gangster rapper and drill, you know what I'm saying? Unless you hit the top, unless you NBA Youngboy, Dirk, Chief Keef, you ain't. And the way Chief Keef did it by being miscellaneous, being disappearing, not showing up for the 50 Cent video shoot and stuff like that, not doing no shows. 50 is a little different. 50 is like 50. I would say 50, but 50's in a category on his own. He's like, I can't put my finger on it. He's not that alternative group though. He's not in the alternative group. I'm talking about that. Those is the alternative. 50 is like 50 is like Snoop. Only with more better records. Snoop don't got as many records. Cause I went to the show Snoop, 50 and Jay-Z. I went to that tour. Remember that tour? Travis Scott too. Travis Scott is in there with Rihanna. Travis, I forgot Travis. Playboy Cardi B, Travis, Yeet, Kanye, Lil Uzi Vert. They get the Lollapalooza, Rolling Loud, those type of shows. They get they be like the headliners for those type of shows. 50 Cent get the money. 50 Cent get the money. He's getting the generational money, is a good way to say it. So he's somebody that a, a granddaddy could take their grandson, or a dad could go with his son, and they both gonna like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Because young boys like alternative music. Him and Drake, they not really like rap per se. They can do they rap tours. Chief Keef is like alternative, even though it's rap. They've all crossed over. They've crossed over everybody. You know what I'm saying? NBA YoungBoy is like these dudes. It's weird. You ever notice how weird that NBA YoungBoy's a weirdo? That's why he getting this money. Cause he weird. Yeah, you don't know what he's saying. You see how he rap? What the hell is he saying? You see how he's all spaced out? See, that's the money they wanted that boy down there in Miami to get that money, but he got to put them substances down. Kodak Black, they want him to get that money, but he won't behave. He's a weirdo too. They in a lane all by themselves. Kodak messing his money up though, but Kodak in that league with them. They get all them big old shows. And they coming out on the main busiest day. Like if Saturday's the busiest day, that's when they coming out. But the last time Kodak came, I don't know if it was Coachella or Rolling Loud. Remember he was up there all didn't say none of his lyrics, was up there too out his man. He messing his bag up. But on them big shows like that, the number one artist is Playboy. This is who they all want to see. Any show, this is who they all want to see. If he do a show with Kanye, they want to see him before Kanye. He got this like weird vampire monster, secretive, and I mean he bigger than anybody. He the biggest in the game. I was telling you, This is who they going crazy to come to the show to see him. This is the biggest live performance that they want to see. And when he come out, they know all his lyrics. See, Wiz was big, but they know who he was. They know him. This guy here is creeped out. And they come out like crazy to see him with his whole vampire act. I'm telling you, he is the biggest. He just a little bit over Travis. He got the same crowd Travis got, but more weirder, more darker. Travis got a dark crowd too. But this dude right here, this dude is crazy. This dude right here. The whole place saying every word, whatever he's saying. And he don't gotta make no lot of noise. It's like they really playing him like a vampire. Even the way he show up at the show is almost unannounced, kind of. And they end up trance. Like a real, when you say cult following, like they going crazy. I think this show he did this past summer and they was going crazy. And I seen a lot of the acts that performed at that event, but they was not tripping for nobody like they was for dude. I said, what the hell? They was in a trance for dude. Like for real. It was the craziest thing. The whole crowd, they was in a trance when he came out. And he was singing some songs I ain't never heard before. And how the hell they know all these songs? These songs ain't even popular. Real talk. Like Kanye songs is popular. You know why? This dude, them songs ain't popular. And when he come out, it's the weirdest. Boy, you talk about some strange stuff. You know, at these concerts, they've been poking people with needles, In Europe, over here, people getting pricked. It's really getting dark. I heard about people getting pricked at concerts. Hey, man, it's really getting dark. People getting pricked. I'll tell you something else, too. You got to buy a magnet. I got to go get one. And all your kids' candy, you got to hold a magnet over because they are putting needles and metal in the candy, man. It's some type of witchcraft going on. One little boy, he came, and it was a needle in every piece of candy he had. Every little chocolate bar he had, there was a needle in there. Freaked the daddy out. I said, dang, I got to get it. You got to get a magnet and check your kids' candy. I'm telling you. And people getting pricked at concerts. Just, last month, all them people got pricked in Europe at this big concert. Somebody just stick you with a needle. Hey, it's getting spooky. It's definitely getting spooky. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. G's up. Y'all stay on your game. You know what I'm saying? Uh, support the channel. You know what I mean? And let me see. Yeah, I'll do another one. It's Saturday night. We can while out. So let me think of what I'm gonna talk about. And I guess first I can ask some suggestions. What y'all want to talk about? What should I talk about on a late night, late Saturday? Give me some suggestions. Let me see what the subscribers is on. What conversation intriguing y'all right now that's going on out here that ain't nobody else talking about? Because there's a lot going on. The Epstein pictures is weird. Why do black people globally dismiss, throw away their own culture? Uh, that's a good one. Why do black people throw away their own culture? Well, not in Africa. Not in Africa. So that wouldn't be really legitimacy. When you see these Africans that's traveling, it gives you the impression. But when you go to their motherland, they all, it's many, many tribes that nobody see. The intelligence that is hip hop, global importance. That's a good one. Give me some more suggestions. The Epstein photos is super duper weird. Super weird. I've been saving all that stuff and putting it in a Trump folder. And it looks like they trying not to show Trump like they took him out. It looked like they took him out of the photo. It looked like they washed it before they, you know what I'm saying? Racist versus prejudice. That's a good one too. That's a good one, but that one's easy. Racist is based off race, and prejudice is based off of culture. So prejudice would be like you don't like gay people, right? Prejudice would be like you don't like fat people, you don't like gay people, you don't like black people. It's prejudice and racist. But racism is when you could uh, actually affect somebody, and prejudice is just how you think. So the difference between prejudice and racism is racism can actually, you know what I'm saying? Local, state, and federal. That one's kind of easy too because federal deals with everything in the country, state deals with laws in the state, and then local deals with laws in the city or in the county. So that one's pretty simple because it's different laws and state laws. Like, okay, in Chicago, you get a city sticker. That would be local, but your license plate would be state. So your license plate would be state because you're going to have to get an Indiana license plate, but your city sticker going to be whatever city you live in. And they all for different taxes because you got to pay city taxes, county taxes, state taxes, and federal taxes. What is propaganda? The importance of imagery. People are portrayed in the media versus white counterparts. Colorism. That's a good one too. That's a good one too. But a lot of those is too easy for me. They too easy. I'll be finished too quick. Yeah. A conspiracy to keep us FBA Black Americans away from getting ahead. That one's good. I could talk about that. That one's kind of easy too because that one's easy. It's a lot to it though, but most of that is most of that is basically based on sex. No babies, can't get ahead. So that would be easy too. No, that's good. Keep talking about them because I might go back and look at this and look in the chat and talk about them all through the week. So they all good. I'll try to find a real difficult one for tonight. Those are good though, but those will be basic and kind of easy. But yeah, the main conspiracy to keep foundational Black Americans away from getting ahead is sex. No babies. That's it. So all those is self-inflicted. You don't want to have no children. That's why I didn't like the dude that was always talking about the women that passed away and all that. He was a part of it. Because there's no way you can go anywhere without a population. Whites are in control based on their population. That's it. Once you have more children to get closer to their population, then you make more noise. That's why black people was further ahead in the 60s with the baby boomers than you are now. You got to have people, right? So imagine if you was trying to play basketball against another, and we had a team and whites had a team, and the whites had a center, a small power forward, and two guards. But you only had a center, a small and power forward, and one guard. You still need two guards. So if you ain't got the same numbers, how could you beat them in the game when it's 5 against 4? So that applies to everything. You don't got no babies, you ain't got no votes. You ain't got no babies, you ain't got no money. We think having babies make you lose money, but the babies end up making money, so overall the race have more money. Well, we don't understand that. So you think you don't know how fast time goes, so you think babies hold you back, but babies don't. I don't really watch Unc because I know where he get a lot of that stuff from. So I don't really watch Unc. Him or Big Homie CC, because they conspiracy, they just pulling stuff out their butt. Anytime you trying to sound spooky or you're trying to force conspiracies, you're going to be fraudulent. That's why I don't do that. To reschedule on the Mary Jane, that'll be short and quick too, so they can take all the money. Now they want to take the money and they got to reschedule it because it's going to be a cashless society. So with a cashless society, they got to reschedule it because it's got to be. It's only going to be able to be bought through the cashless society. So everything got to be now legal or banned in order to be sold using the mark of the beast. They finna go digital. So the herb got to be legal so it could go digital. No more cash. So they got to bring the herb into the Babylon system. That's all based on they finna get rid of cash. That's why they're legalizing. Because it's finna be no cash. Cash is gone. I will be very surprised. I don't think we're going to have cash by the end of 2026. For sure by the end of 2027. They might not announce it until 2026, but cash going to be gone in 24 months. Anywhere from 12 to 24 months, there will be no cash. Cash is gone. And all hell going to break loose. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying about it. Antarctica, a lot of that stuff is going to be, a lot of that stuff is going to be next year. So I moved a lot of that stuff. You got to watch from Kemet to Chicago. From Kemet to Chicago, going to be all the esoterical stuff, all the conspiracies, all the international dats are going to be there. Pharaoh said that live is going to be the audience and conversations, and y'all got to come into the live. A lot of arguments and debates. Right? And then this is going to be just like this is. But I moved all of the esoterical, all that stuff is going to be on Kemet to Chicago in 2025. So I'm launching 2 channels next year. Pharaoh said that live and from Kemet to Chicago. So I'll be talking a lot. But I'll only be over here like once a day on this channel. I might do 2. They'll be shorter though, because I'll be on Pharaoh Said That Live. So a lot of these long discussions we'll have will be on Pharaoh Said That Live. That's going to be call in. Also, you can come in, so it might be 4 people in the panel. So that's going to have Pharaoh Said That Live is going to be call in. Kemet to Chicago is going to be all the space, vampires, werewolves, all of that stuff will be over there. But it won't be loose like Big Homie CC and Onk. They kind of doing more damage than good. I mean, yeah, you can, that's the homie, but you can kind of tell when Big Homie CC lying. But I was saying, you can't tell when dude lying. He make these faces when he dig it, when he reaching. It's like when you trying to be, when you trying to be trying hard to push conspiracies is crazy. Do I think Dogman would be scared of aliens? Dogman would be no match for any of the aliens because it's an Earth creature. And it has no technological skills. We would be more of a match for aliens than any regular creature. A vampire might be able to deal with them, depending if it was a vampire that was a vampire night, but was like some type of technological person or scientist in the day. Because vampires are regular people, so a vampire could be like an astronaut, could be a vampire, Dog Man is just primitive. Him and Loch Ness Monster and them, they would be no match for no aliens. They're just too primitive. depending on which, well, no aliens would they be a match for, but especially the ones that eat people, them big ones that eat creatures. It's three sets of aliens on this planet. One of them is just kind of don't care. One of them want to destroy us, and one of them want to protect us. So they be fighting. The ones that are trying to protect us be fighting the ones that want to destroy us. And the other ones is just, they don't get involved. But there's three. And the government be dealing with all three of them. Those is facts. But they won't give you no more detail. Behemoth is nothing but a old the elephant with the big things. Okay. The reason the dispensaries are dealing with cash because it wasn't federally legal. So because it was illegal federally, my friends that got dispensaries, they can't put their money in the bank because the bank is federal. So dispensaries are always in danger of being robbed and they have to take cash. Now they can go to the bank. So that's what Trump just did, made it so they can put their money in the bank. Why? Because they're going to go cashless and it ain't going to really be no bank. The bank is going to be a digital cloud. But yeah, they had to do cash because they had to hide their money. So certain people, if I was on the bad side, still, we would have watched them as closely as possible to see where they've been hiding all that money. We would have went and took their money. Because dispensaries got hundreds of millions of dollars stashed because they couldn't put it in the cash in the bank. So there's going to be some huge transfers of money this week. And for the next 2 or 3 months, there's going to be some huge trucks, some buses and vans taking lots of money to the bank. If I was, I should do a movie about that. I should holler at 50. He should do a movie about that because the dispensaries was always afraid of a robbery for that cash because every bit of money they made, they had to keep it in cash. And one way they was able to get around that was Bitcoin. But then they got snaked with the Bitcoin, lost a lot of money with the Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a scam. So that's why Trump and them trying to sell all the Bitcoin they can before the weed go legal, because the weed going to go legal and then the money's going to go legal digital, which means Bitcoin will be obsolete. What would you need Bitcoin from when real money is going to be digital? Bitcoin is a scam. You better cash out now because all that money going to disappear. No, they ain't starting. The cashless is here. No, the next president gonna come in with the same cashless society. The next president coming in ain't gonna be no reversing the mark of the beast. Ain't gonna be no reversing that. Because you got to understand, Trump probably got 3 to 7 months. I told y'all Trump is out of here. Trump is gone. Okay? They're just piecing him together, giving him shots, got all kind of stents in him and all type of stuff and braces on him for him to make it. Trump is gone. Experts give him 3 to 5 months. I told y'all that. I just stopped talking about it because people thought I know I was talking about. I told you. I've been told y'all Trump is gone. Trump is gone. Every move he's making now is for the next people. And let me see. Oh man, I might have deleted. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you to go watch. I hope my phone don't mess up my connection. I'm gonna tell you who to go watch if you want to know everything about Trump. Uh, go watch. Oh gosh, let me see. Let me search him. What is his name? Hold on. I forgot his name already. Let me see if it come up. I tell you who to watch. Here we go.
Doctored in my field. I see congestive heart failure.
What's his name? Doctor what? Jesus Christ, hold on. I'm gonna tell you dude's name. Is this him? Yeah, go follow. This is who you go follow. At EPISTEMICCRISIS. Go follow him. Go follow him. And you'll know everything about Trump.
Does he have frontotemporal dementia or does he have tertiary stage syphilis? I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating patients with dementia, just like this guy. I got sent a link to this case study that's published in PubMed by a viewer. Neurosyphilis initial. This guy right here might have cracked exactly what's going on with Trump. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home healthcare, treating geriatric patients with dementia, just like the president. This is a Substack post from Dr. Frank George. You got to go check it out. The title is great. Damn it, it's not Alzheimer's. Here's why it's a far worse scenario. Dr. George is a psychologist and a Folks, it is a risk to have a man who is sundowning do a nationally broadcast speech at 9:13 p.m. You know what I'm saying? I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home healthcare, treating patients with dementia, just like this guy. White House Chief of Staff Susie Wills said all those things to that Vanity Fair reporter because she knows exactly how sick the president really is. The president said what he said about Rob Reiner because he most likely has frontotemporal dementia. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home healthcare, treating geriatric patients with dementia, just like this guy. Now, dementia occurs in the brain because of buildup of certain kinds of protein that cause cell death of neurons in your brain. This causes you to lose.
Go watch him. He's watching him. He's showing the stents he got, the braces he got, how they piecing them together. His hand, the bruises on his hand, the medicine they give him, the reason his hand keep bruising and all that. They piecing them together. They're doing a pretty good job piecing them together. But the name, I just put the name there. Go check them out. Epistemic Crisis. At Epistemic Crisis, go check them out. So yeah, they doing a pretty good job trying to keep them together, though. I already told y'all the vice president dude gonna be he gonna be the president. Yeah, the vice president is gonna be the president. Some conspiracy people say him and Charlie Kirk's wife are item, and that the vice president is going to divorce his wife and marry Charlie Kirk's wife. I don't do a lot of that conspiracy. I could, I should, I could. I know a lot of them, but these are credible. That's a credible conspiracy right there. So they got videos of them hugging that doesn't look appropriate. So anyway, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Let me come back and talk about something. Maybe I'll just do question and answers, and y'all can ask all that stuff. So I'll be here in give me about 30 minutes or so, and we'll just do a question and answer. Victory.